In 1898, prospectors had to endure not only the hardships of climbing the White Pass Trail to White Pass, a trail that became known as Dead Horse Trail, they also had to endure the predations of Soapy Smith's gangsters. Ironically, after the gold rush was over, sometime around the turn of the century, the White Pass and Yukon Railroad was built over this pass. Today, trains still run over the pass, mostly for the enjoyment of tourists. And one day, our Y2CA group from the Holland America cruise took that train, stopping off at Fraser to catch a bus. The train runs on to Bennett, where the Chilkoot Pass Trail and the White Pass Trail converge, and on to Carcross. Okay, the morning of the 18th, Thursday, and we're on our way to the train, which will take us to White Pass, and a bus to Whitehorse. And there's our train. And here we're taking our seats. The car's a little narrow, owing to this being a narrow-gauged railroad. Doesn't look like Amtrak. They're not using the stove, but it looks as if they could. There's a lot of narrow-gauge track work here. And one of the spurs leads out to the display of the steam engine, which we are not going to be using today. More's the pity.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about the bridge that connects each coach together. That thin metal bridge is called an apron. It's connected on only one side by one single metal pin. That is so it's designed to move freely about with the motion of our train ride. However, this also makes them very dangerous. I personally have seen several of those thin metal bridges break, shear off, and fall to the tracks below. If anyone were to be standing on or crossing over those bridges when that were to happen, they would end up underneath our moving train. It's actually warming up right now for an afternoon run here out of Skagway. It's number 73, built out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania by Baldwin Locomotive Works. It was built back in 1947, and we actually run the number 73 every Monday, Thursday, and Friday on a special steam excursion.
Well, for some reason, our engines lost power. Just lost power yesterday, we understand.
Our engine's pooped out, so we're going to be pushed by these two diesels from the following train.
Please push.
And here we go. High along the trail of the pass, they let off hikers. I don't know quite what we're doing here.
What we're doing is backing up to clear the siding and make room for our disabled engine.
Here comes our weakened engine. It's being sidelined. We'll go back down to Skagway and get repaired.
There you go.
He's probably disgusted. We're headless now. We don't have an engine in front, only boosters.
Here's our headless train. Here's the next train behind us. Actually, the third train of the day. The White Pass Railroad runs trains up and down these tracks all day long.
Now look at that picture. I'll have to remember that we're going that direction.
Exactly. That's what he was saying. It was a very rare picture.
No visual flight rules right now.
Let somebody else
All right, you got it?
Yeah.
All right. All right, this way. Beautiful view coming up on this side. Not being used anymore, obviously.
That's not it.
What a difference, you know, why would you build it there 100 years ago and not build it here later?
Then at the summit, we run into the actual White Pass Trail.
The sign back there said the Trail of 98. Trail of 98? Yeah, that's what it's called. It's the White Pass Trail.
Trail and Dead Horse Trail. That's it.
Well, we've crossed the pass and now we're in British Columbia. Yukon Territory comes just a little bit later.
I think we're going to change the engines around now. Now that we're all the way up here.
This terrain up here is called Tormented Tundra because the permafrost underlying the overburden is so adamantine that roots can't penetrate it, and these poor little spruce can't grow beyond the height of Christmas trees.
Just about there, just about Fraser, which is where we get the bus. We're about 50 minutes behind schedule for obvious reasons.
At Fraser, we were ushered off the train with such urgency, we didn't get the camera out. This is Carcross in the Yukon Territory. Presently the end of the line for the railroad. We didn't come here on the train, we came here on a bus from Fraser.